Hey YouTube, we have the part one of the Halloween event. So for those of you who do not know, Halloween event usually gets two parts. The first one here being the 21st, 27th, and then we'll have the second week coming soon after. The Halloween events are always one of the best sort of weekly events. I think it's for a few reasons. I think it's one, there's often just a lot of strong Pokemon for GBL, and I think it's for the fact that Ghost and Dark have always been super, super strong in the meta. So when you have a lot of those Pokemon coming out in the Halloween, you just have an opportunity to get a lot of strong GBL Pokemon. It's also introducing a new Pokemon here, and it's introducing new Shadow Pokemon. So between the new Shadow Pokemon, new Pokemon, plus just a lot of relevant GBL Pokemon, it's starting to be a good first week for the Halloween. So let's get into the details. New Pokemon, Poltergeist and Sinistcha. Are here. I don't know. I don't know why they're. I guess they're the evolutions here. Evolved this one for 50 candies to get the second one here. Tiers for vent bonuses. So 2 times X candy, and there's a go pass. So you get 3 times candy if you do that. Tier 1, increased chances to receive candy XL for catching Pokemon. And tier 3, 2 times candy for transferring. Increased chance for trainers to receive candy XL for transferring Pokemon. That's nice. And go past deluxe 3 times candy for transferring, and even greater chance. Okay, love hiding behind statistics there that are not public. Event themed Pokemon. So we're not even going to worry about the event themed Pokemon. It's Zorora and Graveyard. Like they're not very GBL meta relevant, but there are a lot of other Pokemon here. Your 1-star raids are Galarian Yamask, the new Pokemon, and then 3 stars are Amarowak and Hisuian Typhlosion and Samurott. Here are your new Shadow Pokemon. The following Shadow Pokemon will debut in Shadow Raids. So Shadow Yamask, which is Cofagrigus, and then Shadow Phantumb, which is Trevenant. Event themed research. Maybe they're not new shadows. Maybe they're just debuting in Shadow Raids. But we'll go over both of them anyways. Sableye, Yamask, Zora, Litwick, Vullaby, Phantumb may get Spiritomb, and then Gengar, Houndoom, Sableye, Banette, and Absol. And then yada other stuff. Okay, so let's start with this new Pokemon. It's not in the rankings yet, but it is in the battles. Let me make this a little smaller so you can actually see what's going on. Okay, not in the rankings yet, in the battles. So let's just start with a few things here. Let's go to PvPoke just to see the rankings here. Not rankings, to look at Trevenant, because it has the exact same typing. This Pokemon is a Ghost Grass Pokemon. So Trevenant 148 is a Ghost Grass. Ghost Grass has 5 weaknesses and 6 resistances. Weak to Dark, Fire, Flying, Ghost, and Ice. And then double resisting Fighting, double resisting Normal, and single resisting Electric, Grass, Ground, and Water, right? So, it's kind of a weird one. I don't love 5 weaknesses. 6 resistances is obviously nice. There's a lot of fighting. Not a lot of fighting, but there's fighters and a good amount of ground and a good amount of water in the meta, so that's nice to have those resistances. Like I mentioned, Ghost and Dark have been pretty meta for a while now. Flying, a little bit more flyers this season than in the past couple seasons. And then fires, fire got buffed this season. Ice, still not a ton of that. So that's the typing. And then when you look at the stats, like let's just compare to Trevenant. Trevenant is a 127 attack, 104 defense, 131 stamina. And this Pokemon here is a 132 attack, but only 118 defense and a 108 stamina for 1689 overall, which means it is probably pretty glassy. So, you got 5 weaknesses in the Ghost Grass, and your stats are not there, which means you better have a dominant moveset or you are not going to be useful. So, Astonish. The fast moves are Astonish or Magical Leaf. Astonish is a pretty good damage move, not super fast charging, but pretty good damage move. And then you have Shadow Ball and Energy Ball. I wonder what it looks like with Magical Leaf, because Magical Leaf is faster energy. Let me just confirm that. So you have Magical Leaf and Astonish. And that is why they are recommending Astonish, because the damage is 4 versus 3.33, and they both charge at 3.33 energy. So that is why Astonish is the moveset. Charge moves, you have 3 Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Poltergeist, or Geist. It is very like a nuke. So I'm just going with the quicker moves, especially since Astonish is a slower charging move. And then when you run the Sims, it is 5 and 38. Again, this should not be a surprise when I just said you need to have, based on your typing and your stats, that you need to have a killer move set. And unfortunately, because you have Astonish, which is a hard-hitting move, but slower, and then you have an Energy Ball that's 55 energy, and you have a Shadow Ball that's 55 energy, it's way too slow. Like, way too slow for an Astonish move on this Pokemon. You know, you either need like a super, super fast 4.5 energy per turn fast move. Again, I'm just going to throw in, I know this thing probably does not have Fairy Wind. It's just the first one that came to my mind. But you need to have something like Fairy Wind. Wow, you actually go down a lot. That's pathetic. Or if you're going to have Astonish, I think you need to have like quicker, maybe just like a Shadow Punch or something. What are good ghost moves? Just like something quick and a good quick, instead of Energy Ball, maybe like a Leaf Blade or something like that. Like, just give this thing a little quicker on this. Yeah, there we go. 16 to 20. What's this? 15 to 27. So the 55 energy moves. Yeah, Shadow Punch is the 35 energy, and then Leaf Blade's the 35 energy. And they're both pretty good, same type attack bonus moves. So if you had like quicker, Astonish is again hard hitting move but a little slower. But if you had quick charging moves with your high attack stat, you could definitely flip some matchups here. But with the current state of the Pokemon, no, you don't need it. But like I said, you never know what this Pokemon could get to make it sort of meta relevant. So get one. Don't worry about powering up for now. You do not need to. Cofagrigus and what was the other one? Trevenant are shadow options available. So I just put in the shadow version variation in both of these. You get a couple more wins on the Shadow Cofagrigus. Net 2 wins, slightly lower average. Doesn't seem to be anything that's crazy. Maybe in the 0 shields, maybe better because maybe you're one-shotting. No, it's still about the same. 2 shields, bad. Yeah, too classy in the 2 shields. So Cofagrigus doesn't seem to be much there. Trevenant, there is. Trevenant, you pick up 4 wins, and on your average, you pick up what is that? 46. So quite a huge jump in average, going from 464 to 510. Picking up Bastiodon, Corviknight, Diggersby, Empoleon, Feraligatr, Lapras, Morpeko, and Steelix. Are losing Azumarill, Clodsire, Corsola, Credilli, which again, this is just the meta analysis, so all those Pokemon are meta relevant. But it's nice to. Sorry, I got my kids' monitors here. If you're picking up some heavy breathing, and I got a stuffed up kid here. But yeah, nice pickups, and I think the reason you may pick up some of those is Shadow Claw. All 3 moves in themselves are like decent. Shadow Claw, one of the best fast moves in the game, in my opinion. Shadow Ball, a really, really hard hitting, not like a nuke or anything, but it's a pretty hard hitting charge move. You get same type attack bonus on both of those. The problem is none of these moves are going to one shot, right? With Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, unless it's super effective, the opponents are probably going to live. It may take them to the yellow or red, but it's going to live. And that's why I think you're going to be able to flip some with the Shadow, because when you add on that Shadow damage to the Claw and to the Shadow Ball, I think that will now become like one-shot material, that you may be able to actually one-shot Pokemon with that moveset. So I think that is a option. Like Steelix, maybe because it's neutral, you can just go Grass. No, so yeah, you are going with the Shadow Ball. They shield up the first Seed Bomb here, and then you are landing a Shadow bonus, like Shadow Ball, and that is enough to take him out. So it's not surprising that you're now taken out in 1, whereas in previous scenarios you probably were not taken out in 1. So yeah, let's go hunting for some Trevenants here, or Phantoms. There are a bunch of other Pokemon out here, and I just threw them, instead of going one by one, I just threw them all here. Like, here are the main ones. Sableye's out there. Both Yamask, the one that gives you Runerigus, which is the Galarian. The Galarian Yamask gives you Runerigus, and the non-Galarian one, just the normal other Yamask, gives you Cofagrigus. So Runerigus currently is the better version here with that Rock Tomb, because Rock Tomb is just so strong. So that's out there. Sableye's out there. Some may get Spiritomb, which has generally been a tougher, like almost you get like one each time. I think you've only gotten one Spiritomb each Halloween for the past like 4 seasons. So some of us have like 3 or 4, but you've only usually get one. So the fact that they're now saying you may get, maybe you can actually pick up more, which could be interesting. But definitely want to get other ones on the list. Unfortunately, Trevenant got nerfed a few seasons ago with Seed Bomb. Marowak, there's just better fires and ghosts in the meta, so Marowak has just kind of taken a back seat. Mandibuzz with that Aerial Ace nerf with some other fairies getting buffed at the same time, it was just a bad combo to have. So Mandibuzz has dropped, and then Cofagrigus. Cofagrigus was a weird one. It's always been strong in limited metas, but in Open Great League, it just does not play as well. Other better ghosts to play. But yeah, like I would hunt the Yamask. I would hunt a lot of these things, quite honestly. Especially that I know I've used Cofagrigus in limited cups multiple times. So I would be hunting, Galarian Yamask looks like it's only in raids. But I would definitely get 1 or 2 of those if you can, and trade them up. New Pokemon, get 1. You don't need to like build it up or anything, but just get 1. And then, yeah, if you don't have Sableye yet, if you don't have Yamask for Cofagrigus, I would get those. Will Mandibuzz become meta relevant again one day? Maybe. Don't know what they're going to buff. Trevenant, same thing. Get a couple Phantoms if you don't have it. But Spiritomb, if you can get that, great. And then Sableye, like I said, if you have that or not. These are the mega. Sorry. Actually, I said Sableye is in the meta. Is in the field, so that's great. These are actually mega energy. So you can get tasked to get mega energy for these Pokemon if you do not have those. And one thing I have been doing, just thinking about future tasks, I went over on Saturday tips for tasks. You can go to your Pokedex, and you can go to, one of the things is evolve all the like mega Pokemon to get one of the platinum medals. And you can go to your Pokedex and you can swipe to like the 4th or 5th bar, and it's mega, and it will show you which Pokemon you have mega'd and which ones you haven't. So I actually was like 5 short of the medal, and I had 3 or maybe I was like 6 short of the medal, and I had 4 Pokemon that I could mega that I just had not mega'd yet. So I mega'd those. I'm now just 2 short of hitting what I need to get that platinum medal here. So if you're short on mega energy, not a bad way to get some here. It's probably not a lot of mega energy, but it's some, and we got to start thinking like these are the types of things. Maybe I'll put that lens on these as well. What do you need for future taskings from level 71 to 80? You need this mega evolution. So that's one of the platinum medals. Think about that. You need to purify a bunch of shadow Pokemon. I do not know how much the purification is on a Yamask and Phantom. Like I said, I would keep only 1 in 3,000 for purifying. You don't really want to be purifying a bunch of 5,000 Pokemon. That's just going to add up way too much. There is some evolution ones, like platinum medals. You need to evolve a bunch of Pokemon. Nothing on this list strikes me as a 25. Maybe Litwick. Maybe Litwick's the first evolution is a 25 candy. So you've tried to get the ones that evolve multiple times, because the first evolution is usually only 25 candies, which is pretty easy to just evolve those. So that's one of the platinum medals. So maybe some Litwicks if you want to do that, and the quick ones. And then we're looking at JBL, which is just like it just seems now like every event. This one of the things about this level 71 to 80 grind. It makes you think about the events a little more. But from the GBL perspective, definitely some things out there that you should focus on. And yeah, looks like a good first event, and we'll see what the second one holds next week. I'll definitely cover that. So yeah, league turnover tomorrow. It is, I think, open everything. Great League, Ultra League, Master League. So we will cover that. Let me just confirm that right now. Where are you? Go Battle League. Here we are. Yep, Great League, Ultra League, Master League. So we will cover that. Definitely Great League tomorrow. Maybe I'll cover Ultra League teams just to put that out there. But we'll see if there's any other events or stuff going on. But if not, we'll cover both of those. And then we'll probably pump out a bunch of Great League teams this week. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one.